Welcome back to 1819 Farmhouse Restoration. Find us on Facebook, give us a like, share, stuff like that. Back to the work. My name's Dixon, and Dixon does it. I put some lights in. These are some bright lights. So yeah, kind of got them mocked up to see if we would like it, and this kitchen just lit right up compared to this little doodad here. I've got three-way switch there and over there's, so I can turn it on from walking in the house and coming in from the house. Now I've got a switch here, which we keep forgetting about because this used to be a pull chain, and now it's not. So you go in there and go, dang it, and then come back out here and have to turn it off. Just got this bad boy in here so we can turn that on, but that's going to be attached to 3 pendant lights that Lady Dixon bought. First we got to figure out where the island's going to go so we can have it over there. But I left some space up there so I can hook that back in. Over here, while I was cutting this out, this all fell down. I had to put some mortar up there with the scratch coat so we can put some stuff over there. Over here, I was starting to chip off. We've got these bubbles or like old patches that are raised or something, or maybe they left that, and this is there. Anyways, I started trying to chip it off, and now more stuff's coming off. Down in here, you can tell water was getting in because what looks like there should be a brick is just missing brick. So now I got to take all this off and see what's going on. Let me get that off. All right, so what we're seeing here is this used to be a brick. Now it's just brick dust. And that's what happens when they build houses and they fire their own bricks back in the day. They would heat them up and put them in, and sometimes they just didn't work. Other reasons are water's coming down through our 2 courses of bricks. We've got this wall and a wall behind it. The water has nowhere to go, so it sits here, it finds the most penetrable brick that'll absorb, and then it just turns right back into brick dust, right back into clay. So I'm gonna have to pull these out, find some bricks, mortar them in there. I do have mortar. The bricks I might have in the basement. Yeah, just more work. If you've watched the channel, you know there's always more work. Alright, this ended up being way more than I thought it would be. So got 2 bricks going that way, 1 there, 2 there, 1 there. All these go in, and then these sit on top of them. I had to go all the way over. It was crazy. But those are in, they're drying, they're curing, and then I'll get a scratch coat on top of there. Now it's been like a week later, but you can see a scratch coat is starting to turn gray, which means it's curing. It'll dry, it'll get hard, but you want it to cure before you put anything on there, because if there's moisture inside of there and you go to put more stuff on it, then the moisture is going to bounce back and forth. Just take your time. Got a wall up, so now you can see where the 2 doors are going to be, instead of just like brick and stuff. And now I can like put plastic over the doors and not get dust in there, instead of having just big giant plastic all over the place. The floor, I hated it, so I took the patch out and ran it all the way back. You know, it's a lot better now. We were stepping on it, it was just making a crack and a boom and a thing, so I didn't like it. Did it all over again. Sometimes you just gotta cut back to square one. Alright, well, coffee's almost done. Lady Dixon's almost done scraping the floor. There was some really bad like tar marks over here. She's been getting up. She's got to get under the fridge, and then once I move the heater, that'll be it for the floor. Right, River? He likes the floor. Well, that's going to do it for 1819 Farmhouse Restoration this week. 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. Anyways, I'm Dixon. Dixon does it. Peace.